Really? Can't get me, bolt? There's probably a much better way to do this. Come on, baby. Hey, yeah. Look at that. It's metal. Ah, there you go, perfect shape. Now that we have this cleaned up, we need 13 more of them. I'm gonna glue one of these on each one like this, and then that'll give us some extra glue surface. I got my Total Boat Thick Sew epoxy that I'm gonna use because I think that have the best chance of sticking. I got my Craig pocket hole screws because they have the pan head and they won't split the MDF, I'm hoping. And I got my drill, my driver to be able to set that up to screw them down. The first one and the last one are the most important. And then I want to be fairly even, but yeah, you know how it goes. I'm gonna experiment a little bit with spraying some water on here because the side that you spray it on will expand a little bit. I'm hoping it'll actually warp. May not need it. And then I'm just gonna use these band clamps to wrap around. A vacuum bag would be super handy to have, but I don't have one. I'm gonna use some Type Bond 3 on here, plenty of it. And I'm using 3, not for any moisture reasons, but just because it doesn't dry quite as quick. And I have a feeling I might struggle with this a little bit. Maybe. Getting glue everywhere, so I think we know we have enough. I kind of feel this is a 2-person job. Yeah, I don't have 2 persons. Nope. Time to put on the side panels. It's a little overwhelming because clamping them is going to be interesting, but we're going to sticky it up, slap it on there, and then we'll worry about clamping, you know, after it gets down to crunch time. Make it real stressful. Nice and curvy, just what we want. I want to use oil-based finish on the walnut because it makes it pretty. The plywood I'm using water-based just so it doesn't yellow. Extra work for, I'm not sure if it'll be worth it, but we'll see. You'd think I'd prop this up on something, but nah. We're gonna do it right here on the floor. Right here on the floor. So now we're cutting this little decorative strip for our brass inlay. I gotta put one in between each one of these coves. So for this little nerve-wracking project, we're gonna be using the old Total Boat Thick Sew. I love this stuff because the lid gets stuck. It's reusable. You can put the lid back on it and then you get ready to use it. Put on these mixing tips and it mixes the two parts together. Gives you nice control for doing a little bit of epoxy. I won't bore you with more inlay, but we got this cut. That one will go there like that. This one fits down the middle. That covers up my mistake. We got to sand for another 2.5 days. And then this piece is ready to be glued together. I have the patience of a 3-year-old. So my favorite glue lately has been this Type Bond Speed Set stuff. When it's hot in here like this stuff dries enough to take this out of the clamps in like 15 minutes. This is the part I've been avoiding till the very last because it makes my butt pucker a little bit. I need to kerf the back of this panel because even though it's really thin, I don't trust it to be able to bend it across the front of the doors. So I'm gonna put a couple of cuts in there to make it a little easier to It's amazing what we can do with just a couple of scraps of plywood and some CA glue here. Quick temporary jig, I wanted to taper the top of these, so I made that to where that fits right in there. Raise the blade so it only cuts where I want it to. Hold this down. Now that piece is tapered, I'll do the same thing on the other side, and we did it fairly safely. Now that it's one piece, we can kind of sand this and make all the lines match up better to fix my mistakes.